So the next cost centre I wanted to cover is 01.010 Dilapidation Reports. Now, a dilapidation report is a very important document. Previously, I have worked in places where the construction manager has prepared this report for large-scale townhouse developments. We may want to buy that one in. So a dilapidation report is the sort of document that, let me see, if there's any sort of pictures that I can find for you, but basically it's a report that should be done prior to commencing on site that shows the standard of things like broken footpaths or any damage to the existing building. So this sort of thing, if we didn't have a photograph showing the damage to the footpath prior to us commencing on site, potentially the client or the developer or the council could say that this is on us to repair this. Now, anything like this is going to be quite a large cost. Some developments have a fair amount of infrastructure under the footpaths, or they can be quite long. So a dilapidation report should definitely be done either by us at Lancon and a copy saved on the server so that we can refer back to it. And I would also be putting a copy of that report on CoConstruct, which is what we're currently using for our client portal. Just so that the client understands what is and isn't in our cost. So a dilapidation report would not be done by a sales estimator prior to commencing on site. But prior to preparing the tender, but it would be the sort of thing that I would save on CoConstruct, just a copy of it, just showing the dates and the photographs, so that at the end of the project, we could go back to the client and say, look, I'm really sorry. This was clearly noted in the dilapidation report that the footpath was damaged. If the council requires you to fix it, we could do that for you, but it would be subject to a variation. We haven't included any repairs to the footpath in the job itself. The other thing that you could do is, if you are attending site, to review the job prior to commencing the tender. If you have information from the client, if you've looked on Google Maps and you can see that there is some damage to the footpath or the curb or anything like that, is that you could say either you haven't allowed for it, or you could put it as a separate cost and just say, look, we've noted that on Google Maps we can see it looks like there is some damage to the existing footpath. The amount would be $3,000 to repair this for you. It will probably be a council requirement that you do fix that before actually completing the project. And that just shows the client that we have thought about extra costs. So it's important that they do understand we are the experts and we do just provide more than a stock standard price, and that we are taking other costs into account and that we've noted what those costs are. So I wouldn't put that sort of repair cost in the actual project. I would actually do it as a separate cost and just say, look, we can see that the easement down the side here is damaged. I suspect that, we'll need to fix that for council. So that would be the additional cost. So in terms of obtaining that report, I would request that from the construction manager. If it is noted that that's not included in our standard fee structure, so if the client did want that to be done by a separate person, so you can actually get an outside consultant to do a dilapidation report prior to commencing on site. That might be part of their requirements for a townhouse/development project. They may have been burnt before and that sort of thing, in terms of the builder saying that they wouldn't fix anything. So that would be the kind of thing that I would just note, it hasn't been included, or get the construction manager to have a look over the site. It's very important for large-scale townhouse development sites that we ensure we know the condition of the building site prior to commencing. So it should include things like fencing, any broken fencing, broken palings, damage to retaining walls, existing materials on site, something like a shed slab, or any waste that's been dumped on site, damage to the curb, footpath, tarmac out the front, even any damage. It should include lots of photographs of surrounding buildings. So if you have neighbours close by, if you have any zero lot boundary walls, if there's any cracking in those walls, anything like that should be well documented, that it wasn't us and that it can't fall back on us to repair for the client. Okay.